We on the podcast, baby.
Club Talk. Jbrodie. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. You're now listening to that Club Talk. And now, your host, Jbrodie. 1, 2, 1.
All right, yes, we are back right here on another episode of Club Talk Podcast. I'm excited today for this guest who I got here. She was telling me behind the scenes that this is her first time and probably gonna be her last time on the pod. We're gonna find out after this discussion is over. But before I introduce her and bring her on, of course, I gotta shout out people who show love to the podcast. Back at home, y'all know I'm originally from Philly, so shout out to my man Joe with Joe's Chef Life Catering out there. If you are in the tri-state area, that's Philly, Jersey, in Delaware. If you need an event catered, if you need a personal chef, if you need meal prep done, if you just passing through one of those tri-state cities or areas in that vicinity, make sure you stop by Joe's Chef Life Catering. That is owned and ran by my man Joe. Link will be in the description of this episode. Right here locally in Columbus, if you trying to get right health wise, check out Whitehall Nutrition Lounge. That's right off of Broad and Yearling. Get you some health teas, some shakes. They're actually building another location, and they just opened up a gym right next door to there, which you also can get your workout on. Last but not leastly, if you are in need of any graphic designs, if you got a mixtape coming out, you need a logo done, you need some website designs, hit up my man Deontay Tatum, based out there in Dayton, Ohio, with the Flyer Agency.com. All the links will be in the description of this episode. All right. Woo! Like I said, I'm excited. Let me give her a proper introduction because this is the first time on the pod. We gotta make sure she come back. Listen, man, painter, illustrator, model, Columbus College of Art and Design fashion alumni. One time for them, huh? And man, I was on her Instagram and I seen a lot of flags. we gonna dive into that, man. It is none other than the lovely, beautiful, talented Essence Bailey is here. Woo!
Thank you. That's nice.
That felt good. All right, Essence. So we got a lot we're gonna get into. All right. So let's start from the beginning. Are you born originally from here, Columbus? No or yes?
No.
No. All right. Break it down for us, because if y'all haven't, and I'm tell people you can plug your IG and all that. There's an American flag. There's a Jamaican flag. There's a Nigerian flag. There's an Ethiopian flag. Talk about culture, goddammit. There's a lot in that bloodstream. So how, I know there's probably a lot to unpack. We obviously can't go back that far, but there's a lot going on in that bloodstream of yours. Give us the whole makeup. Because I was like, God damn.
Before I get to it, the Ethiopian flag is like, that was accidental. I was like,
oh my God.
But people think I'm Ethiopian. It's
really?
kind of funny. Yeah.
Oh, so that was a joke.
Yeah, like the Somalian and Ethiopian people in the area, they're like...
They claim you.
Basically. And they're like, yo, we got Rastafarians here in Ethiopia anyway, so you're just a cousin to us, so why not just leave it there?
What the fuck? You're like, all right, I guess. So you just went along with it, like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah. The food's great.
So you just ran with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was
the
born...
Jamaican and Nigerian flag are true. And of course, American flag.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So break it down for us.
So I was born in Tallahassee, Florida.
Florida.
In 99.
Okay. 99, Tallahassee, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a VA, Virginia?
Mm-hmm. That's where I grew up the second half of my childhood, basically.
So born...
Like 11 years of age, I moved up.
So you was in Florida from birth to 11?
Yeah.
And moved to Florida. I mean, not
moved
Florida.
to VA.
VA.
Near DC.
Now you're here.
Yeah.
Ah, near DC.
And then I came here in 2017.
Ah, okay. I got here in 2016.
Okay.
So, okay. All right. So let's go back. to Florida? What was growing up in Florida like? Because what I've been told, and I've never been, is that people say that people who are from Florida or in there are just different type of folk. Is this true?
I mean, T-Pain's from Tallahassee. So.
This says it all.
He's different enough, isn't he?
Yes. T-Pain is definitely an eclectic individual, I would say.
Yeah.
So it's true.
Yeah.
Y'all different down there. Is it just something, as they say, in the water down there?
Well, for one, people don't consider Florida the South, which I find so funny. They're thinking ocean, Caribbean, and Latin culture. Yeah. That's like more of like the southern Florida. In northern Florida, it's like a mixture of that along with the country.
Yeah, because it's like right there.
Yeah, it's like right next to Georgia, and it's
there near the South.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tallahassee, that's further up.
Yeah.
Where you're from.
Yeah.
So you didn't
on the edge at the top. I didn't
catch none of that.
No. That wave. Look, we got the storms. We didn't get the hurricanes.
Okay, so y'all shit wasn't like depleted and ran through by the storms.
It's interesting, and it's also the college scene of FSU.
Ah. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Mixed in there.
All right. So tell me about your upbringing. Siblings or only child? What's the dynamic like in the family?
I'm an only child.
Only child. Mm-hmm. God damn. What's that like, man? Is that a lonely experience?
It was lonely.
Oh, man.
I clung to my friends. And it was hard when I had to make new friends because we moved a lot.
Damn.
I didn't have like that close-knit friend group or friend that I could grow up with.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what about your parents? What did your parents do?
So I grew up with my mom and I don't know my dad.
You don't know your father?
Mm-mm.
Like zero? Like zero information on the guy?
I have information on who he might be, but I can't verify that he's my father. So
really,
it's like unknown. I don't know.
What?
It's likely. I just don't know though.
Do you want to know?
Yeah, but he doesn't.
So he could care less about his daughter?
Hypothetically.
What?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. This is what you've been told. I mean, obviously you don't know because you can't have a conversation with the guy.
All it takes is an ancestry kit.
I did mine.
That's good.
Yes, I did mine. Right? I found out some very fascinating things.
Highly encourage it.
Yes,
Unless you got something to hide and
right.
I'm just playing.
Jesus Essence, goddamn. Okay. What? So wow. So what did your mom tell you about him? Do you ask your mom like, yo, like?
I did ask.
Like,
she didn't
what's
give
up
me
with my
much
dad?
Information.
She didn't give you anything?
I think because she really didn't know who he really was.
Oh.
Like he might have lied a little bit about who he was, and then she gave up. And then someone that she knew in that time frame reached out and was like, that's your dad. That's your dad. I know. But they didn't go through with anything to verify.
So it was just hearsay, like, that's him, but no one can verify for 100% certain that that's him.
Yeah, because of the unwillingness to go through with it.
Why no follow-up with that? I mean, to me, if I'm in your shoes...
It might expose... Because he has kids.
Like a whole nother family.
A whole nother family.
So...
And it would complicate things.
So this was a guy who was, as they say, was a rolling stone.
I hope not, but it's possible.
Because it sounds like if this guy had a whole nother family and met your mom and here you arrive and he's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here.
I don't know what happened. I don't know the full timeline of all that, but
man,
it would be, it could be messy. Like,
yeah, but no one knows for certain.
We don't know for certain.
Wow.
Apart from that, I don't know.
Right. Dang. So you have no information and nothing about it, just hearsay. Just like, well, that's him, or we think that's him, or you're like,
I'm willing to let it go.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, like, is this something that you want to pursue, or are you like, I'm good, I don't need to know, I'm fine?
A few years ago, I wanted to know, for sure. Yeah. And now it's like imagine. A whole, like, more chapters that go by and time that goes by, the more I care less.
Oh, Essence, that's so sad.
Because I'm like, what can he do for me now? Well, that all that time has passed, like, at my youth and at my innocence, it would have been very meaningful.
Right.
And now it's like,
yeah, I'm a whole adult now. I kind of got it.
And if I have sister or brother, like they're grown, I mean, that would be nice to have a relationship, but it might be really awkward, honestly, for them.
Wow.
And complicated. Like, what if they have kids? And everything's just complicated.
That is complicated.
So I'm not going to try to force it because, I don't know, maybe it's not the right time or maybe I'm not supposed to know.
Huh.
I don't know.
That's such a...
Maybe I don't want to know.
I think... Okay, let me ask you this, because that's interesting. If, let's say not him per se, but the other siblings in his family reach out to you, would you be receptive to that? You would?
Yeah.
So it's not like, no.
No, but I'm not going to fight tooth and nail.
So if they come, you will be receptive?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. But for you right now, at this present time, you're like, I'm kind of good. I'm over it.
That are very important to me that I got to like deal with in the moment.
Yeah.
And I only got so much time.
Right. Yeah. Life goes on.
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Man, oh man. Okay. So from birth to 11, you're out there in Tallahassee, only child, raised by your mother. So then you go to Virginia. What was that experience like, living in Virginia?
It's similar to Columbus.
Is it?
Falls Church, where I grew up. Falls Church is kind of a bubble within a melting pot. So I went to a high school that was majority white. But
did it feel awkward?
My middle school, it was Latin and Arab culture.
Oh shit!
Like mainly that.
All right.
They had the Somalis. It was that kind of middle school.
Yeah.
And people who grew up in that kind of environment, they know like that's its own culture.
Was it awkward at times? Like
no,
being a lone shark. Like, how do I fit in here? Like, what the?
No, I liked it. I didn't really think much about it. Like, I didn't. There were some times where I felt like, because with the whole moving around thing, like
bouncing around.
But I did find like who my real friends were pretty quickly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's hard because like sounds like y'all bouncing around a lot. It's kind of get your hard to get your footing. Like, damn, I'm trying to get stable, but every time we up and moving and
out of necessity.
Ah, okay. So I'm assuming mom is making the decisions like, okay, we're going to go here, we're going. You're just following along, like, all right, I guess we'll do. Mm-hmm. Did she tell you why we're moving all these places, or was she just like
mainly due to if there were issues with the place or financial, like 2011? That was a few years after the recession, and Tallahassee was hit hard with that. And I think she was about to lose her job. Oh, okay. So moved to Virginia out of necessity. Left a lot of things behind.
Damn.
And like a cheap apartment, and then we went to a nicer area with like low crime, low poverty.
Nice.
And it was a international baccalaureate school. It doesn't exist anymore, by the way. It was torn down.
Damn.
Yeah, I was the last year.
Damn, you was in the last class?
The last senior year.
And they shut down?
Yeah.
Damn, so you just made it.
Mm-hmm. I got the yearbook, but there's like, other than that, there's barely proof of its existence.
But you have the book.
Mm-hmm.
What? So, but you graduated and finished and everything?
Yeah, with a weighted 4.0. I got an advanced diploma. I was really proud of myself for that.
Let's go! Oh, so you book smart. Or was you just very studious?
I tried.
You just paid attention.
It was very competitive.
Competitive school?
And I was set back before I started.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of had to apply to get in there. Like it was kind of like a raffle kind of thing.
Oh, that's one of those schools.
And I worked really, really hard to keep up with my grades. It wasn't easy because I didn't grow up in their school system. So there was a lot of things that I didn't learn. Like I didn't learn geography.
Damn. So they had an advantage over you.
Yeah. I went from like U.S. civics in middle school straight to world history too.
Damn.
Not knowing where the countries were that we were talking about. I'm like, who's stalling? Like,
so you like playing pretty much catch up. Like, I gotta catch up to y'all. Rough. But you finished with the 4.0. I mean, you bust your ass. Like, that's I mean, you gotta you gotta feel good about that.
Oh yeah, I am.
Okay, I'm about to say, hey, no, y'all just throw that out there.
I'm just thinking about all the things that,
Yeah, that's a big ass accomplishment. Most people will fold like, I'm good. Can you get me out of this school? I ain't built for this. But you finished 4.0. Wow. Okay. So when do y'all arrive here to Columbus, Ohio? You said 2017.
Just me.
Oh, so you left. So your mom's back in, did she go back to Florida or did she stay in Virginia?
She stayed.
So she's in Virginia.
Yeah, she might not stay, but she stayed so far.
Okay.
But we're estranged from each other.
Yes, we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
So, okay, because I want to circle back to that. So what the decision for you to leave, and how did you decide on Columbus? Like, how did you, was it the school? Was it Columbus?
It's complicated.
Okay.
But to simplify it, I had a few schools to apply to because I was expected to go to college.
Okay.
And
I mean, you
chose
got the grades
to pursue something I was passionate about, which she didn't want me to pick that. But I'm like, I had a dream and I wanted what I wanted and I wanted to be happy if I was going to have a career.
She didn't agree with it. What was this dream essence? Because you seem like
I wanted to do fashion design.
I'm about to say you are based off and just talking to you so far and looking at your social media, you come off as a pure creator. Like you are a creative. Like I could just tell like your mind is just creative. So she didn't. So you was like, okay, I want to get into fashion design, and she didn't like that for you.
Well, we didn't discuss it much. What would be a good plan? Like looking back, if I was more educated on the job market and how the educational system works, I would have chosen maybe a trade or a community college profession and then went back to school to study what I wanted to, because it actually takes a lot of money to pursue it. And I just was so ignorant. Yeah. And like, I didn't have that education. Like, this is what it's actually like to go through this. Yeah. You know, like they say college is a scam. Yep. It really depends on what you study and how you do it and when you do it too.
There you go. I agree. Because when I went to college, like I said, I know I'm a little older than you, but when I didn't want to go to college at all in the beginning. At first, like I was looking at I was laughing at all the kids going into the counselor's office playing. I'm like, oh, stupid. College. Go have fun with that, y'all stupid. So what turns out, this is the craziest shit. What ends up happening, all the people who I was laughing at going to the office and me not wanting to do it reversed. None of them end up going. I was the only one that went to college.
Really? Why did they back out of it?
I have no idea.
Or is it people that you knew personally? Or?
Yeah, so I played football in high school. So it was all the football guys. And I went to an all-boy high school. So it was no girls. Stop it. Stop your laughing. That's just taking shots at me. No ladies around. There's a bunch of sausage fest. Sausage fest.
Might as well join the military.
No, some did that. But yeah, so it's just a bunch of dudes. But yeah, so it was funny. I ended up going to college and everybody else just, I don't know why they did not decide to go, but it flipped. And I agree with that, like timing and having a plan, you know. Like you said, you was just thinking about, I'm passionate about this thing and I'm creative. I want to do that. But once you got into it, that reality hit you. It's like, oh shit. Yeah. I should have thought this through a little bit more, you know. Okay. Yeah. So you decide to pursue that. And so that's how you end up here. First impressions of Columbus when you landed. Tell me.
On the plane ride here, I saw a lot of farmland. And
did that excite you?
Where is the city that this school is at? And it was to visit before I made that
before
decision.
You committed.
It was the only city I could visit.
Really?
So I picked the one that gave the biggest scholarship, and I could actually see it because like another college funny. I could have went to, they were being real cheap with the scholarship.
Couple $1,000, $5,000 scholarship.
Just more than that, but it 10, was like this is mediocre. Like really, like.
Give us the number, Essence.
One school offered $12,000, And now we're talking, we're
Now, is this
close to 50,000 you needed.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, that's relative to how much you got to pay in tuition.
Yeah.
So you talk about 13, 12 on a 50.
My school offered, was it 15,000 freshman. They covered my classes. Like, majority of the cost of, like, the classes for a couple of years was covered.
Okay.
I don't remember the exact amount. I would have to go back to my documentation. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was a good scholarship. It was the Goodale Park scholarship for my submissions of my work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so you get into school here. Okay, so the first thing you said is looking at those all the land and farmlands.
I didn't see the city for a second. And I was just like, where? What? This is Ohio. I'm like, where's Cleveland? Where's
trying to make
Cincinnati?
sense of it all. Like,
where's Columbus?
yeah, trying to make sense of where these.
The distance. I had no perception of how big or small the state was.
You just here.
Just here.
How long did it take you to figure it out? A couple of months once you got settled
2
in.
years.
Good 2
to
years.
Figure out the main areas of Columbus.
Yeah.
And then like 3-4 years to really start.
Yeah. Okay. Cleveland's there.
Dispersing.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Toledo.
Actually visiting what was it, the Cincinnati Art Museum.
Yep.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. So describe. So you enter into Columbus Arts and Design. Describe this program for us, because Evan is actually a graduate of there as well, and he was telling me about it. Now, he obviously went there way before you did, and his experience, he was telling me, was cutthroat like a motherfucker.
It is.
He said this is not built for the weak. He said you gotta be built for this, because your instructors, your professors, the whole program, they don't give a fuck about your feelings. It may be different now, but he was, remember he's talking back.
And I don't know who his professors were, so.
Yeah, so it probably be a whole different faculty there
And he
at
was
that
a
time.
fine art major. I was a fashion major, so.
So different. But, so describe your experience with that, like
It
going to
depends
there.
on the professor. Some of them.
Well, are they tough?
Some of them will be just very, tough about assignments, getting them in on time. And some would bend corner, a little bit for us to make sure, if they knew that something was difficult for us to all get done, if they realized there was a problem, they would try, But sometimes we didn't pass the way we should have. Things were kind of rush feed,
Oh, like get this done. We gotta
for the exam, the next project. You gotta have 100 sketches done, like that.
Damn.
Yeah, like you gotta do 100 sketches,
So y'all,
and you have to read this and then study this 50 to 100 page PowerPoint for
What the fuck?
Yes.
150 page PowerPoint.
Well, 50 to 100.
That's still a lot.
Yeah.
50 to 100 page PowerPoint for an
Depending
exam.
on what you're studying. Yeah.
Oh no, that's
And you didn't know how many questions you're gonna have or what you're gonna be asked. Like it could be very specific,
That's
down
nuts.
to percentages.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Yo, what? And this is a 4-year program?
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
And for fashion design majors, you had to be ready for collection senior year, and you got started preparing for that junior year
What's collections?
when you present a fashion show.
Oh shit! So you had a
Senior fashion show. You have models, which are the students, and you're sizing them, and you're sewing the clothes that'll fit on them, and you're putting them on the runway.
yo. What is wrong with you, Essence? Why would you do this to
I
yourself?
wanted to be a fashion designer. I'm thinking, look,
Yo.
if I go to the school, they're gonna give me all the tools I need to know how to make a collection.
Ah, damn. That was a lie. No collection came out of this.
I only did 2 years.
Oh, you didn't do the 4?
I didn't get to get started with my senior collection.
How come?
I didn't. I was homeless.
That's what the fuck? Wait, what? All right, let's slow down. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wait. Okay. And after this, after we get through the homeless section, we're going to take a break because I wasn't ready. Oh, God. Okay, Essence. All right. So you're in this school, cranking out this work, doing these damn exams. It's pretty much like we got to get it done, though. Assignments, do this, do that, get that. Okay. Your second year, what happens? How do we end up to
second year?
Why are we homeless?
I had to move out of the freshman dorms.
Okay, so you were staying on the campus.
Yeah. And after freshman year, we were supposed to figure out our living situation on our own.
So this was standard.
Yep.
For all freshmen. Yep. Second year
If
freshmen.
they're coming out of state or out of town, they had to figure it out.
So you had to find housing.
Right.
After second year.
Yep.
And thus homeless.
Yep.
Oh my Lord. What? So
Yep.
were you? Did they have a program, or did they have like people to assist with helping the students find apartments, or hey, y'all can room together at theirs?
So there's high-end apartments that were on campus.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and mainly there were some students whose parents helped pay for that.
Yeah, cause
and then there were the foreign exchange students that stayed there too.
So they got first serve. Privilege.
They had the money. They come from money.
So they just like, oh yeah, nothing. I can.
And then everybody else, they were either with their parents or they were subletting, like I did that.
Yeah.
Or a roommate situation with somewhere around campus, like figure it out, kind of,
Damn.
Or go to part-time and work a job.
Oh, I say yeah. So
to pay.
Yeah.
Like
to basically make a living.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into, honestly.
So when you
I thought it was just gonna be kind of taken care of.
So you look back at it, do you think your mom was right?
She didn't want to help me with housing.
I'm gonna say so. Your
she
mom
didn't discuss that with me.
Contact her like, hey, mom, I kind of need some help.
I got started. That's when she was like, "You're gonna have to figure it out after freshman year." So in the back of my head, I was thinking, "Gosh, I wonder if I'm gonna get through or not."
Oh my God! And you were what, early 20s, right? At that point,
I was
18,
going on 19, and 20. I was 20 sophomore year. In the sophomore year, I was January of the end of my sophomore year, I turned 21.
Damn, so this is all happening around 18, 19. You're like, well, time to figure it out.
No, I was...
Because you got there 20...
I was 18 when I started.
Yeah.
Then I was...
So second year, what, 19, 20, going into 20? Yeah, around there. Mm-hmm. So mom didn't come help. No aid. Did anybody send any money, at least?
I had a advisor who recommended that I go through one of these programs for youth that are troubled in Columbus.
Okay.
So I went there.
All right. But you're not a troubled youth, but... No,
like troubled youth means like you're just not in a stable situation.
Oh, okay. I think they talk about like behavior or some shit.
It can be.
It encompasses all.
Yeah, under the age of 25 and just like you need resources. So I was referred to that.
Okay.
And I mean, they could only do so much. It's not like they can just put you in a home. At the time, they couldn't do that. They actually just recently implemented that within the last 2 years.
Oh, well, nice.
But before
during that time.
Yeah, it was a drop-in center. So you had to leave after so many hours. You couldn't stay more than 12 hours. So there was no stability in that.
So that only took you so far.
Yeah. And then I ended up in the shelter after trying to figure out.
So here you are, 19 years old, at this school, forced to go into a shelter. Mm-hmm. All right,
and pregnant.
And that's where we're going to take the break. Oh my God. We getting into it, baby. Only right here on Cloth Talk Podcast where you get these type of stories and discussions and these type of guests. Oh Lord, Essence, you taking me on a ride right now. You taking me on a ride. And I only can imagine this is going to get... There's more to this. Essence, before we take this break, let the people know where they can find you at, where they can follow you and all that good stuff.
Instagram.
Yes.
Essence, the artist.
Yes.
That's it.
No Twitter, no Facebook.
Twitter.
No.
My Facebook is private for my friends.
Friends only.
Yeah.
Only people you know and kick it with.
Yeah, that's it.
So they only get to Instagram. Oh God! All right. Well, if y'all care to follow the lovely Essence, make sure you definitely do. All right, we're gonna get into some music. We're gonna come right back here with Essence, get more to this juicy tale that she's telling us, man. If you like the episode so far, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We'll be right back right here on Cloth Talk Podcast.
Rockin' to sleep in the bassinet. Baby, you niggas outside is dead. I'm on wave, I'm holding my balance. I stay on the string like Castanet. And I been keeping my heart intact. Little baby try to hold me back. Fell in love with myself again. Damn. Now I be thinking like, fuck these niggas already validated by the man in the mirror. Ain't feeling superior, but I know they gon' try to say it. Look, I can't fake humble because your ass is insecure. I can't fake rumble, these combination hits are pure. Like accurate, too sharp, won't miss. Carving the path that's falling and God can reach. I see the stars are close to me. I see no one that's approaching me. What's the cost of being free? Side eyes, judgment, ridicule from the public. But if it ain't kill me, it's nothing. Nah, if it ain't kill me, it's nothing. If it ain't kill me, it's nothing. I ain't fearing nothing. I mean, ooh, with my duffel, with my bag, you look sick, you look mad, ugly bitch, you look bad. Hold on, let me get my shit off. I done kept my feelings stashed. They forget about your punishment. It's time to whoop your ass. I'm like, I can't go outside, cause the consequence of having fears, living with regret. If chasing dreams is a gamble, I live and die with that bed. I give to us nothing left. Self-validation the best. Do that.
And we're back right here on Cloth Talk Podcast. Essence is here with us, man. She's taking me on a roller coaster. Okay. God damn. All right. This is wild. Woo! Your story is legendary. All right. 19 years old. Shelter. Describe that whole time period in your life when you're not 16. You're 19, pregnant, and in a shelter. What is going through your mind at that period in your life? Like, what are you thinking? Like, where's your mental state at that time? Because, god damn, I mean, most people would tap out like, yo, like, I don't know if I can handle this. Like, how did you deal with that time period in your life?
I was depressed. I was in a dark place. I was malnourished. I look a little different back then in that segment of time because I was there for a few months.
Yeah.
And I was fearful, but I was like still determined because I have a lot of willpower despite all of that. Like I'm not the type of person that wanted to fail because I didn't want to feel like a failure.
Wow.
And then having known that I was like surprisingly pregnant, it's like you know how that works.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause
I wanted to take responsibility for it. And I told myself that if I absolutely couldn't do it, that I would find somebody that could, give my child the life they deserve to have, the resources. But I really wanted to make that happen because also knowing I grew up in a single mother household and she was in college when she had me.
Right. Wow.
So I'm like, okay, even though it was rough growing up, I should be able to do it knowing that there's resources and like, I just felt like that there has to be a way.
Yeah. You're
like, I'm not the first. I'm not going to be the last. There were other pregnant women in the shelter. Yeah. So knowing I'm not the only one also just made me want to keep going. Even though I didn't know what I was going to do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, just hearing this, like, because I'm hearing this from a man's perspective. Like, a lot of men, those are experiences we have, obviously, So I'm just hearing this is almost like, it sounds, like you said, frightening as hell. Like, I'm all alone. My support system is damn near at zero. I don't want to quit because I done seen what mom went through. So I'll be damned if I, keep that cycle going. So ain't no quitting in me. I got to figure this shit out. I'm pregnant. So at this time, are you and the child's father together? So he's gone. God damn.
Yeah, I made a mistake with,
Yeah. Oops.
like, my child is not a mistake,
Right.
but the conception in itself was just like, it was just all problematic.
Were y'all in a relationship at the time? Oh, it just happened, like one and done type thing. When
And I wasn't on anything. Like, I wasn't seeing anybody before I met him. It was just like shortly after. So, yeah.
Damn. Was he also a student at oh, he's just a dude that you met?
Yeah. He saw me one day walking outside and asked me out, and then we went out a few times. And then, like, bad communication, being irresponsible.
Well, is he young as well? Around your age? Older fella?
He's older than you.
He's older than me. Damn. Like by a lot? Like okay. In the 30s? Mm-hmm. Okay, because I'm 34. I said I was 33 earlier and I forgot I had a damn birthday. I'm 34. Okay.
35, 36.
So he's 35, 36. So at that time, whoa. Oh shit. Did he know how old you was?
Yeah.
I said no. And he's still
Yes, he's still. Yeah.
knowing how old you were.
Yeah. Same shenanigans. He's still on them.
He's still trying to be on it with you.
Not with me.
Oh, with other girls?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is a pattern with
This
him.
is like a ongoing issue that I didn't know about because I didn't know him long enough.
right.
That's why I said it's like very problematic. But yeah,
So he has a history of this.
he has a history. Yeah.
Wow. Oh man, I'm sorry that happened to you.
I had asked him when I met him if he had kids, and he told me no. He does. Yeah. So what they call the I don't know what the 5-10% guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those.
Oh, hi.
Not like that.
But he makes a good living.
No.
Oh.
Not
Not that 5%.
Not like that. I mean, he was always working, but like he's the spreading seed guy.
Oh. Nick Cannon type.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so what was his reaction when you told him like, "Hey, I'm pregnant. Like, what are we going to do?" What was his response?
He was like, at first, like, "Oh, it's just a little bean. All you have to do is take a pill and it'll be over with." And then I don't believe in doing that.
I would say, did you ever consider abortion?
People were telling me, but I was just, I don't agree with it. So I didn't do that.
Right.
Then he was hoping that it was a boy. And I knew I was going to have a girl. I was insistent.
How did you know that?
I was just like, I'm going to have a girl.
You just knew.
Like, I'm not. And knowing the likelihood that I was going to possibly end up a single mom, I'm like, it's going to be a girl. Okay. I don't have time for raising a boy. I know women that raise boys by themselves, and I know I'm not built for that.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
So you was like, no, it's girl.
Gonna be girl, and it's a girl.
Right. You 100% right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he didn't like want to be active.
He didn't want to be involved.
No. But on the right hand side, like, his dad is involved.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's something.
And his mom.
So the father of your daughter, his parents stepped in. Mm-hmm. Man. Thank God. That's a blessing. Mm-hmm. Thank God for them.
That's why I'm even able to be here right now, is because she's with granddad right now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Shout out to granddad one time. Oh my Lord. Wow. Okay. So you have your daughter. What happens next? The shelter situation, how long did that last?
She did not see me in the shelter.
Okay.
I didn't have her when I was there.
Okay.
I got into a housing program.
Okay, good. So by that time you got yourself on your feet.
I was in there for a few months and it was hard. But we got housed and I had free housing for at least a year.
Nice.
And I went to work in 2020 during the pandemic after my daughter was born.
Oh,
yeah, I put her in daycare and I went to work and I started working at AutoZone. And then I did all this job hopping.
Just job.
Try to
keep money coming in. Because now you got to provide for your daughter. Mm-hmm. What, did he help financially? Even though he said, I don't want to be, did he give
him on child support? Okay. He wasn't offering help.
So you put him on child support. Mm-hmm. So you had to pay.
Yeah. Like he wasn't trying to help when I would ask for help. So
you're like, well, you want to make this hard. So now I got to put you on child support.
Yeah.
You could just give me.
Like when you are, when I was getting certain benefits, I think at the time, like they required me to pursue that. Because like knowing
the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, you can get child support and that'll be able to help. That's what they were pushing towards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. Okay. So you eventually get into the free housing for a year. Thank God your daughter didn't have to experience that. Because, oh, man.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't have put her through that.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So at this point, so school's done. At this point,
I just said good riddance. It's too left leaning for me anyway.
Yeah. So I'm assuming at this time now your main focus becomes raising your daughter. Mm-hmm. Did you ever think? Now looking back on that time period, did you ever think like, man, I feel like I'm making a lot of wrong decisions. Like, did you beat yourself up? Like, cause like sometimes people they're so hard on themselves. Like, they're so hard on themselves. Did you go through that?
That I feel like, yeah, I was hard on myself for, mainly just at the point of conception. Like, I had never not used protection.
That's that one time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, so you that replays in your head sometimes.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. And I hate to think about it too, because it makes me feel like, oh, do I regret my child? It's just the timing,
right?
But the timing, it's so weird because for how certain milestones passed in my life, it's kind of because of her that certain things just seem to just happen.
Wow.
Like this is weird, but my closest friends at that time, especially, our kids are like a week apart.
Oh shit!
In age or birth date, like,
wow,
it's weird.
That is.
Yeah, and we met around the same time. Like some of us were pregnant at the same time.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, like it should be happening like that, but in a weird way, we connected off of that.
Right,
and I'm even friends with one of her sister's moms.
Oh wow!
Like one of her older sisters is like their birthdays are a week apart too, and then we have the same birth month. Us two moms, actually another mom I know. Yeah,
wow! So 3 of y'all. What?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, because normally it's easy to relate to someone who's experiencing or going through exactly what you're going through.
And we support each other.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's a very weird thing, but it's like, we're like friends.
Yeah. It's like me with all the
like homegirl or something. Like we don't have any beef. We just like, yep, we're going through it. Okay. How can we make the most of this?
Wow.
Without dealing with him directly.
Right. Yeah. We're going to go around the back way and figure it out. We're going to avoid that as much as possible.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a little comforting to have. Like, okay, at least I got my homegirl who can relate and know what I'm going through. We can feed off each other, Oh, wow. A week apart. That's crazy.
Not like
yeah, but within
the birth dates.
Yeah, but that's still like you said, that's unique because like how the odds of like being pregnant at the same time, you know, experiencing those things at the same time, like that's wow, that is something.
Yeah, a couple of them I met in the housing, the drop-in center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're still friends with them to this day?
A couple of them, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I want to, cause that's it sounds like just hearing that, it almost sounds like I can't depend on anyone. Like and for me, it was for me. I don't know about you, your story, how you, but I would probably develop trust issues very quickly, cause now I gotta protect and provide for my child. So now I got all my senses, all radars. I'm blocking everything. Nope. Job, home, paycheck. That's it. Job, home, paycheck. That's it. Okay, you gotta get you ready for bed, school. Got to get your school clothes. Gotta get. I ain't got time. Get the fuck out of my face. That's what I'll be on. Like, listen, man. I done been through hell and back. I done been through that goddamn shelter, dealing with this joker of a father, the school situation, my mom, me and her ain't seeing eye to eye. It's just like at some point I would have got so hardened, you know, like so hardened.
I did have an anger phase,
you know,
internally.
like because it seems like for you it was just like boom, boom, like one thing after the next, and I'm like,
and it keeps happening.
Still,
I still have things that hit me left and right.
No, why?
I don't know.
Do you think you just dealt a bad hand?
I think, for one,
Jesus
the culture
Christ,
here
you can't get
is
a
bound
break.
to lead to chaos. We
Columbus
don't have
is
a lot of
different.
order here. They don't even drive in order. Like, I actually had to maneuver before I got here around
Did you
some
really?
people that cannot drive.
Yes, and behind the scenes, which y'all want to see, when she got here, I came out to greet her, and she pointed out to me. She was like, "Yeah, I had to fix the car in a parking spot because I want to make sure that." I was like, "What you talking about?" And she like, I was like, "Oh shit!" She was like, "Yeah, that's been like that for a month now." So had a little fender bender that wasn't your fault that you're trying to get figured out, which.
And trying not to get accused of scratching someone's car.
Right, at the same time, while maneuvering and driving.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a good driver?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not like, oh, I'm the best driver, but I can get out of some situations. I've had a lot of close calls.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Definitely.
Yeah. Man.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
You got a
I have
story?
to tell you now.
I'm listening. We're listening. Go ahead.
Last night when I was doing the Uber Eats delivery, a deer ran in front of my car last night. Yeah. Like perfect time.
God damn.
Right in front of me. It was just sitting there. Then just.
Oh, shit.
And I stopped.
You dodged it.
And
Out of nowhere, just
2 days ago, a semi ran a red light while I was in the turn lane, and I was about to make that turn, and he went around.
Close
And it was
call.
already red when they was.
And it was still
It was already red. He just wasn't stopping.
He was like, fuck this, I'm taking this turn.
He was going straight
Oh, he was
through the intersection.
turning. God damn. Shit.
He wasn't gonna wait. So I'm glad I didn't make that turn.
Thank God you didn't make that turn. You right where? You nice. You drive with one hand like this? You lean back a little bit?
Sometimes I can do one hand, but I'm not doing that. It's a reflex thing. Like if I'm comfortable driving with my left hand, I drive with my left hand. But
Okay.
normally I have both hands on the wheel
Okay.
when necessary. Like on the freeway, I'm not going to do that. But if I'm in a residential, it might be left hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. 10 and 2 at all.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Okay. So you did develop a little bit of that hardness, that anger issues, and just like kind of like fuck the world type mentality.
But I didn't want to hold on to that anger.
How did you get through that though? How did you let it go?
I just vented to God.
You found the source.
Yeah.
Found the source. Shout out to God one time. Shout out to God one time. Wow. Okay, so are you still? You said you're still, going through things and working through it. Like, where would you say you're at today compared to that time? Much different.
Much different.
Okay.
Like that person, I don't know if I want to say, oh, she doesn't exist, but it's like
night and day.
Yeah.
Really?
Like
That's a complete 360.
My face changed
Even your face
a few times. Looking
How
back
does
at
your
old
face
pictures.
change?
You ever look back at your old pictures from like college age
like
to
aging.
now? I mean, but I
like
had a. And then when you're pregnant and you have a kid, you kind of look different. Like you have that glow.
I don't know. That's since I'm a guy. I don't know. I've never been pregnant.
If I showed you a couple pictures, you'd be like, oh, she looks kind of different. Like that would have been like your sister. Like that was you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I had like a little metamorphosis thing going on.
Really?
Yeah.
So.
Because it's just different stages of my life. So I just looked a little bit different.
Huh.
Yeah. But this is more me. I feel more me than I've ever felt.
So if I would have met you 3 years ago.
Would have looked a little bit different. Maybe I was like, I probably would be wearing all black.
Okay.
But I probably would have just here just would have been something different.
The facial structure, we'll be talking a little bit thicker, thinner, more defined,
just different.
rounder.
Just different.
Just different.
Yeah.
Was it a sad, dark look?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you was seeing blood.
No, not that much.
Was the pupils just dark? He's piercing through people, just like.
There was a point where I looked real pale.
Damn.
Yeah.
You was going through it. God damn. You changing colors and the face transforming. Man, but I can imagine going through that, man. Like, I don't know how I would, like, because that would have to change you going through all that. Like, there's no way I could pretend like I'm sane. I could pretend I can go out here and shake hands and smile. But when I go home, all this shit is dark, man. Like, the thoughts I'm probably having, y'all have no clue. Y'all have no idea the thoughts that's going through my mind right now. Like, y'all see me, I'm all high and bubbly and fun, and we hang out. I was not high and
bubbly and fun in that stage.
I can imagine.
Going into school, I felt like so ambitious and enthusiastic for my future. And then in that moment, it was just like the darkest point of my life. And then when I got the gifts that I got, it gave me hope. So then I just, like, they had a counselor program that they provided us. So I talked to them and we talked about mental health.
Nice.
And my counselor was understanding of, like, mental health disorders. I got privy to that in high school.
Okay.
Just, like, Googling my problems.
Yeah.
And then I started to understand what was going on, but I couldn't, like, fix it at that time.
Yeah.
But me leaving was my way of, like, the first initial move to try to make a change for myself in a positive way.
I see.
And, like, I continued to struggle with, like, am I happy? And then I just, first pursued was God, like, what, Yeah. Because where else do you turn? It's usually when somebody gets to, like, their lowest or feeling like they're at their lowest that they start looking for answers.
Yep.
Yeah. And I started getting some, and I got some blessings, but I did go through some more challenges that were just like, I don't know how I got through it, but I did. It's really a personal thing because there were some people that helped and wanted to help, and there were some people that saw me as, like, something to leech onto and make it seem like they were helping, but they really weren't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, almost like you're a charity case. Like, oh, let me go help her.
Or like an opportunity just to, like...
It's more about them than it is you.
Yeah. Or whatever agenda, whatever they wanted, like, just to have a hold.
Yeah.
So it just made me want to be more and more independent. Like, it wasn't really like... It was a choice, but it wasn't a choice. It was like I had to. Yeah. 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 Because then if you succumb to that, now you're dependent on others. And they would take it full advantage. Mm-hmm. Yep. You're like, nope. Nah. Right. Man, oh man, oh man. Shh.
yo, you went through a lot as like, and it happened so fast at a young age. It was almost like,
and I'm already gonna be 25.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I remember people used to say, "Oh, you're a baby," and I get irritated. Like, I'm not a baby. I'm an adult.
Right, you like an adult. God damn it.
Go through. I'm not a baby.
Right. Yo, you probably went through just in those couple of years. Pretty much, I guess, like if you want to encapsulate it from the time you arrived to Columbus to like up until now, you probably went through enough or more than what some people much older than you probably experienced in a lifetime. Like, that is, damn, man, it's different.
I envy that.
Yeah, it's not a flex, but it's just like, you know, because there's this thing where they say, oh, strong black woman, strong black queen they are. Oh, she's such a strong black woman. Do people get like, oh, you're so strong? Like,
warrior for God.
Yeah. How do you feel about that term and that stigma? Oh, strong black woman, strong black queens.
I get it, but it's tiring.
You're over it.
It's like a compliment and a diss at the same time. Because who wants to go through all of that?
Right, like you asked for it.
No.
You just got to deal with the cards you dealt.
Yeah.
But she's a strong black queen. Strong black woman.
Like, who wants to be on the defense the whole time?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I will be
the whole game on defense.
Right. As soon as I walk out the door, I'm like, all right.
You didn't make no scores, no touchdowns. You're just constantly trying to tackle them the whole time.
Yeah. The majority of your life is just playing defense. I gotta stop everything. Oh, man. Man. If people like say like, oh, you such a strong black woman.
Well, they might not have said that elaborately, but they might just be like, oh, you're so strong.
Yeah.
But I'm inspiring some of my friends who've not come close to, or who are going through things, and they're like, you know, we have our different issues that we deal with.
Yeah. But you can, with your experiences, you're able to at least give some insight.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, like, let me share my story with you, or let me give you some game, or let me tell you how I dealt with what you're going through, because I dealt with what you went through. And I can, you know, give you a little bit of game on that. There was an Instagram post which me and you connected on, where we're going to talk about. You made a comment under the post. The post was talking about it was a real heavy post about motherhood, parents, and how mothers in particular create some of what we see in today's society. And you commented under that, you was like, you said something along the lines of like, your mom was jealous of you and didn't want to give you any game or guidance to help you navigate now as a young adult, which seemingly she went through. That perplexed me, because I'm like, why would a mother, number one, be jealous of their daughter, and then number two, just let them pretty much essentially fail? Like, if I went through what my son is about to go through, or I see him about to make those, I see him like, yo, son, let me sit you down real quick. Let me come talk to me. Because I see where you headed. You ain't. But hearing you say that, because I would assume, like, because you were saying, like, your only mother, you grew up in a single mother household. It seemed like she would be your protector. But it's the opposite. How did that relationship happen that way between you and your mom?
It starts with mental health. So when somebody is not privy to mental health issues, and it can be multiple people that either are ignoring it, and when you ignore your own mental health, you don't seek help, or you don't feel like you have it starts with acknowledging. And if you can't acknowledge it, then it starts to spill out into other areas of your life.
So your mom was pretty much going through a lot. And
Yeah, I don't know everything.
Yeah.
But I know it was definitely a mental health issue.
Yeah. And you said she had you when she's pretty young herself.
Yeah. So that can have an impact.
Yeah. Because if she had you young, it's probably likely she didn't have obviously, well, we never have all the answers, but probably didn't know what to do. Or even tell my daughter, like, I don't know what to tell her. I mean,
by age 40 something, you're going to know a thing or two.
Yeah, at that age, you should.
If you have the information, you know you can give it.
Yeah.
Just give it.
Yeah. You really think she was jealous of you?
Age 14, I remember her asking me if I was jealous of her.
Your mom asked you if you was jealous of her. Why would my daughter be jealous of me? What sense is... why would she even think that?
I don't know. I never got clarification on those types of conversations that we had, but they happen at home.
What?
Yeah. That's just a piece of... That's why I said mental health.
Yeah.
But I went through neglect and irresponsible parenting. I don't know if I should just say it. I was around men a lot. And I remember somebody who was not a relative that I was allowed to go home with. I don't know why my family don't know about this person. I don't really know who that person was, but things like that happened for me at a very young age. And like at age 18, similar situation happened.
Like abuse?
Like neglect and putting me in a sketchy situation where it's like, this is not appropriate. Why am I in this situation right now? Along with very problematic conversations and lectures and things like that, where clearly there's a mental health issue going on. So, yeah, I had to educate myself on that.
So you just was in situations where pretty much no child should be in. And you're like, why am I in this situation? I'm fucking 14. Like, who is this person, first of all? Like,
I didn't know who was raising me.
What?
I was just in survival mode.
All from a wee one all the way up. Like, you're just...
From 1 year old up. Because I had foster parents that took me in when I was like 3 days old.
Really?
Yeah. And then I went back to my mom, and then I had a godmom and like people here and there that like helped out and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just like also some weird things that were going on around that everybody was not aware of, that I wouldn't know where to start or how to bring it up today. Like,
wow, that much?
Yeah, I didn't fill in them on all of that because it's just like so much. It's just too much.
Molestation?
I don't think so, but it could have happened.
You think your mom loves you?
I've been asked that before.
Like,
I don't know.
has she ever told you that? Like, verbally, like to you? Like,
maybe a couple of times, but I wasn't believing it.
you didn't feel it?
I didn't feel it. I felt resentment and jealousy and anger and a little bit of like it shouldn't be me energy.
That makes me think about I envy. My life should be her life.
Maybe.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
because I'm like putting two and two together. It's just like yeah, that's my daughter, but she's gonna experience a life that I'm envious I won't be able to.
She had dreams too
Right.
that were kind of unfulfilled.
Right. And it makes sense now because, like you said, like, you know what? I'm going to pursue my art thing, my fashion thing. Like, I'm passionate about, you know what? And for her, that was cut short.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's fascinating, man. That's fascinating. Woo. How would you describe your relationship today?
There is none.
Zero.
Yeah.
Communication, visits.
Zero.
You go back home.
Zero.
When's the last time you seen her?
Years
Years?
since I
Since
went
you
to
bounced?
college.
That was the last time you seen her?
Yeah.
Whoa. Damn, Essence. You haven't seen your mom since 2017, 2016.
Yeah.
And no communication? Like
We had a
call?
few communications, but
Okay.
it's not healthy to communicate. Like, I don't feel safe doing that.
Just a bunch of arguments.
I mean, there was that back in the day, but to protect my child is the decision that I made because it would be extremely unhealthy to open that door. Like, it's a door that I want to keep closed. Which is part of the reason why, like, I was wondering, like, do I even want to talk about it? But I feel like somebody might speak to.
Yeah.
Because-
that's why this platform exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with mental health. And not wanting to have her go through anything that she shouldn't be going through at her age.
Right.
Because she's innocent, you know. And
Right.
I want her to be able to enjoy her childhood and have a normal childhood. I didn't have, like, a normal childhood.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up fast.
Yeah. Well, you were forced to.
Yeah.
You had no choice. Because it seems like for you, you had a career path that you wanted to embark on, you know, follow your passions and things like that. And you was on that path, and how quickly it changed, boy. It's just like, well, now I gotta go revert back into protector mode. All right, here we go.
Yeah. It's less about protecting myself.
Yeah, protecting your daughter.
It's more about protecting her.
Yeah.
And she's going to ask, you know, maybe I'll refer her to this video so she understands. Because it's a lot.
Yeah, man.
She hasn't met her before.
Never.
No. She didn't even seem to want to be involved. Like, I'm not against that because I don't think she's healthy at all.
Man. Did she ever go through, like, her... I mean, speaking on about your mother, I don't know if you know or not, or even know enough information. Did she try to seek help professionally?
No, she didn't want to. She didn't want anybody outside of family to address it, and everybody would choose her side over me. Yeah. And, like, anything that I brought up, it was either a lie, didn't happen, or I'm just young and I don't know what I'm talking about, and it doesn't matter how I feel because she's the mom and I'm the child.
I hear that so much, man, and I hate hearing that.
It's hard. It's very hard because it's like nobody listens to me but God will.
Yeah. Yeah, just the whole, like, you come across it a lot, man, when you hear these stories from kids they don't have a voice. Like, it's just, shut up, you the kid, you don't know what you're talking about. Just because someone is older, it doesn't mean that they know shit about shit. It's like, you're a fucking rotten individual. Just because you are older or the adult, that don't mean... I don't know. That shit infuriates me.
I'm glad people talk about that now.
It's crazy.
There's
to
a
me.
lot of young adults that are, like, speaking out now about, like, the knowledge that they've gained and that, you know, like, we all had different dynamics and some of us learned a lot about how we brought up and if we're going to start the next generation, what we might do differently. We don't have it all figured out, but we know what we definitely don't want to do.
Yeah.
Gen Z is a little bit different in that sense that we actually talk about mental health a lot more.
And I actually had that on my note,
even if we're
too.
emotional as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, and we gonna get into Gen Z, boy. Y'all different, man. Y'all bold as fuck. Y'all don't give a fuck.
Yeah. We call it out because we're tired.
Y'all don't care, man. Y'all don't care because, like, generation right under me. Like I'm a millennial, and y'all like right up under this.
Millennials are part of it too, a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like we're like right, but y'all took the ball and ran with it. We like got the ball and we played with it. We were like, hey, y'all like give me that motherfucking ball. Y'all play with this shit. Fuck y'all doing? Y'all too scared. y'all caught up. Give me that ball, man. Y'all don't know what to do with this. Y'all bold, man. Y'all like, oh shit, damn, take the ball. She took the shit out of my hand. Like, go ahead, y'all got it.
Sounds about right.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it, cause like it's supposed to be like the ball gets passed down. Y'all like, man, give me this shit. You don't know what you're doing with this. No, y'all definitely different. Wow, that's interesting, man. And the crazy thing is like, that's that type of story, that dynamic between a mother and a daughter, it's common, but we don't hear about it enough.
Unless it's a podcast.
Yeah, we go. Shout out to Cloth Talk. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Essence. You're a lovely, wonderful spirit individual. Much respect for you. And sharing your story, man. Because most people they'll shy away from that. You know, and I tell people all the time, like,
because you're not supposed to talk, especially in our community, you're not supposed to talk about your business.
Right.
But it's like, if you can't get a professional, eventually, like, it's gonna spill out.
Yeah, like, what do you want me to do? Implode?
I wish we could have did that.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and man, I tell you, like, I remember because I was married before. I'm divorced now, and the whole like the movement with the whole mental health thing, like y'all spearheading that thing, and like. Millennials, yeah, like we kind of got the ball rolling, but like I said, y'all full throttle with it. When I checked myself into therapy because I knew I needed it, and you know, like you said, like back, you know, just even 10, 15, 20 years ago, therapy, that's weak people shit. Weak people go to therapy. You don't need therapy. It was almost like laughable. Like, fuck you going to sit down with someone to talk about your problems for?
Yeah, especially as a man.
Especially as a man, like we're taught that men don't cry, head up, chest out, go out there in the world, get it done. You know, you showing emotion for it, man. Like you a man up. And, you know, men my age and younger too, you got to rethink that. Like it's healthy to get that shit out, man. Get that shit out. And when I went, man, I was like, oh shit. And it started making sense. Like you start to understand your triggers. You start to connect shit like, so that's why I make those type of decisions. That's where that comes from. That's why when that happens, I get quiet. Or it starts making you like, oh shit, I understand me now. I get it. Wow. Yeah, no. Wow, man. Do you think your mother regrets anything about how she dealt with you as her daughter? Do you think she reflects at all, like thinks about like, damn, I was not the best mom? You don't even think she
I think she justifies everything and like does not have much guilt.
Like no fault at all. Just
I mean, you don't remember what you did if you know that it was a bad choice, but like as far as the guilt thing, if depending on the mental issue, there's a lack of accountability and a feeling of like victim mentality almost.
Yeah, it's
even if it doesn't apply, just like justify it somehow.
Yeah.
Justify it somehow.
That she's a victim.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a good time for a break, Essence.
I can keep going.
I know you can.
Because we didn't get to
I know we got
the second chapter.
Yeah, there's more we got to cover. We got
want to talk about.
Yeah, we got to leave people on a cliffhanger. we got to keep them coming back. And I got to play some music for the people. Oh, also, I forgot before we take the first break, to all my independent artists out there, if you want to get your music played right here in rotation on the pod during the breaks, send that to clothtalk5@gmail.com. That is clothtalk5@gmail.com. Attach MP3 file, name of artist, your social media, so I can tag you and show you love and all that good stuff. Essence, again, when we take this break, let the people again know that lovely Instagram handle that they only can find you on.
Essence the artist.
Yes. Can people get custom paintings from you?
Yes.
Hey!
If you have a vision.
Let's go! So you can do what Evan does here. So if I said, Essence, yo, I got an idea. I need this, and this.
Yeah.
You got me. Mm-hmm. Word.
Yeah. Please have your idea ready.
Say
or
less.
I'm gonna make some work and you pick from it.
Hey.
Yeah.
So people can come look about your collection and hey, I want that.
I'm gonna be working on some new things.
Yeah.
And starting officially like a new shop.
Nice. Okay. We're gonna talk more about that.
I'm getting the supplies. I'm in the midst of doing that.
Nice.
So for next year.
Nice. All right. We're gonna talk about that too. All right. We'll be right back here. Why Don't Clock Talk Podcast. Don't go nowhere.
I'm the big dog, stay high, stay fly. I can bury myself, kids good if I die. And bitch, you can't claim that I'm clean like Ajax. Y'all niggas on some clown shit, and homie don't play that. I'm running this shit, keep having fun with this shit. Even if I'm in church, I got a gun in that bitch. Oh, and by the way, you better cuff that chick. She keep looking over here, but I don't want that bitch. Yeah, I lost a couple friends, but I double my ends. In a custom made tee, I'm blowing smoke in the wind. I win, you lose, them niggas sleep, let them snooze. Got a blunt full of purple, smoking on Ivan Ooze. Eggplant phones, bitch, your man ain't on. Nigga gotta stand trial for catching bodies on a song. My name Storm Steez, I get head like weed. Baby, I am the shit, stick to me like fleas.
And we're back. Just like that. She's caught on. Ever since it's still here, she said, listen, I can keep going. I got stories, I got experiences. Okay, man. So before we took the break, we were talking about the relationship between you and your mother. And
You don't want to hang on it the whole time though, because there's not much else I can add.
No. Realize that we're gonna, my last question on it, and then we'll go into the next thing that we weren't going to go into. For you, if the ball was in your court and you had your hair, say, how would you want to mend that relationship with your mother? Would you want her to get better so you can have a healthy relationship with her? I mean, like you said, like she never met her granddaughter.
Yeah,
Like,
she never expressed interest in wanting to meet her. So it would take a lot of initiating and also being open about going to see a professional for me to believe that it's genuine and not a hoovering tactic.
So you need to see the work.
Yeah, because when you're a grown adult, like grown, you are how you are and you're pretty set in your ways, and it's hard to change. Once you get past a certain stage of your life, that's just it. And you gotta, people have to accept you as you are or not deal with you at all. Very few people who are a certain stage of their life who actually do change for the better. And it's like, it's kind of, it's really controversial because for me personally, I think it's just wrong to put myself through all of that. What I've been through should never have happened, and I'm willing to let go. But forgiveness doesn't mean subjecting yourself possibly to repeating history. Like there has to be so much of a change in a person. Like you basically have to become a new person.
Damn. It's a lot of work, Essence.
There are a few people out there who they've come out and they're like, yeah, I was basically a different person.
Yeah. But that requires a lot of work to do.
Like a genuine repentance is a conversion of thinking and everything. And habits and ways, and it's like that's like a mental surgery.
Damn, that's a great way to put it. Whew. A mental surgery. I think that may be the title of this episode. Mental surgery.
Like I used to have depression issues, anxiety, PTSD symptoms, and I went out of my way to push myself out of my comfort zone, cut people out of my life that I needed to, and like try to change certain behaviors that I felt like were not helpful. Because I didn't like that version of myself. I'm like, okay, I know what issues I have, and I'm gonna be fixing that.
Yeah.
And it took a few years.
Yeah. I went through the same thing. Like I said, I was telling you earlier about like how I ended up being the only one to go to college and everybody flipped. Like the funny thing about I came back like after like you know, you had like semester breaks or summer break. Like I remember coming back to Philly, and everybody just changed, or they thought I changed. They're like, oh, college boy. Oh, you think you smarter than everybody now. Oh, you majored in psychology. Say something smart, college boy. I'm like, damn.
That's, it's a good major depending on what you're going to do with it.
All right, well, I talk to people now.
Yeah, seriously. My best friend majored in that, and she is not passionate about it. I should have majored in that.
I'm gonna say you know.
Looking back, I'm like, give me your degree.
But at that time, you were following your passion.
Yeah.
You know, would you change now? When you look at it? Like,
now thinking about it, if it's the right time, I would go back to study that, specifically mental health disorders.
Mental health, yeah. Yeah. Learning, reading the DSM. God. Yes. Woo! I remember I had to study that thing for exams and stuff. I'm learning all these terms, and I'm like, man, we fucked up. It's crazy out there. Wow. Okay. All right. So, trying to create a timeline here. Okay. So we went through a lot. So, what else has transpired? Like, you know, we're talking about Gen Z. You know, you're in that crop. You guys, like we were talking before we took the break, are ruthless. Y'all are a bold bunch. And interestingly enough, it rubs people the wrong way. People don't like y'all. Like, when I say people with the older generations, you know,
I love old people. They love me.
You're fine with them. You get along with them. That's good. How would you describe that? Like being a Gen Zer, as they say, like, because like y'all ruthless. Y'all not in a reckless way, but y'all aren't scared to stand on business, as they say. Like y'all don't do the whole pussyfooting around. We not gonna tiptoe. Like no, this is what it is.
Because we know that we are not set for life. Like, our life is not certain. Our future is not certain. Our retirement is not certain. Oh, like, there's just that uncertainty of where we're going to be when we reach the ages of those before us. Because they seem to have a more steady, stable, consistent environment.
Yes.
So us, we're more ambitious and bold because we're just like, heck, we might as well just all or nothing because we might end up with nothing anyway. So we got to succeed. That's why TikTok and stuff got so popular, because we wanted to be self-made millionaires at a young age. We didn't want to be slaving away for so many years and like have all the debt and health issues. Like we really wanted to be about entrepreneurship, health, like all of that.
Yeah.
All of that being together.
Yeah. Yeah, so y'all pretty much like, we see what it is.
We got the internet, like,
right.
you know, Google it. Like our parents would tell us, just Google it,
just
you know.
Google it, yeah.
So then we figured, I can do this myself. I can learn how to do this on my own. I can take online courses. I don't have to go to school. Some people did that.
Yeah.
Try to figure out their life.
Yeah.
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 And we had to be ambitious to feel like we might actually be able to stabilize ourselves.
True.
Yeah.
So y'all look at it as if like it's all on us.
It is, yeah.
Loan sharks. Is that a good feeling or a bad feeling to have?
It's motivating.
It drives you.
Yeah.
So y'all embrace that. Like, I'm glad it's all on me because I can navigate it how I want. Right?
Sometimes we feel like we want the direction with the certainty that this is stable. But the way that the economy is and politics, like nothing seems certain.
Yeah.
Not even people's bank accounts seem certain.
Yes. So if we seen evidence and proof that this will get me from A to B, guaranteed, I will believe in it. If we seen it, if you can show me that it's been successful, I'll believe in it a little bit more. But y'all haven't shown me shit, so you know what? All chips on me. That's kind of mentality. Because if you follow a quote unquote blueprint, if a blueprint is set for you,
sometimes just isn't relevant today, and it's not helpful.
It's outdated.
They'll tell you need that 4-year degree. I'm just using that as an example because it comes off the top of my head. But,
4-year degree.
Oh, you're gonna have that job set for life, and then you realize, you need some more experience, fresh out of college.
Right.
You need some experience.
Like, I'm coming for you for the experience, though. Like,
Well, this person here has like 4 or 5 years experience.
well, no opportunity for you. It's like, how am I going to get the experience if no one's giving me the opportunity to get the experience?
I felt that a lot. I got a lot of rejections for jobs that I'm like,
because you don't have the quote unquote experience.
maybe it's just a lot of people applied, but there were times I got interviews and I'm thinking, I might get this, and they're like, we regret to inform you, and I'm like,
Oh,
really?
damn. you like, I killed that interview. I felt good about that. And it's like, sorry, we went with another candidate.
Yep. Yep.
You're like, I killed
And
that interview.
they told us it's who you know. Before I went in, it's who you know, it's the connections you make.
Oh, yeah.
That too.
Yeah, all about who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
So why the fuck am I going to school if it's not about what I know? I know the shit.
Yeah, the most successful of our gen will be the engineers, the doctors, the whatever health field, science field.
So someone's majoring right now in journalism.
You can make it work, maybe, but you might also be struggling. It's like one way or the other with like almost everything.
Yeah.
Even if you're a nurse, like there's some nurses out here just struggling to make it.
Yeah. What would you say would be if someone asked you today, like, okay, what would be the top 3 career fields I need to go in if I want to have
Am I really supposed to be giving career advice?
Yes, cause
I am not made it. I am not
no.
accredited.
Well, you already listed 2, engineering.
I mean, that's because of what I observe.
Yeah.
That literally just at that health, science, and technology.
That would be the
Because
winning
that's where
fields.
the future is going. So anything
Right.
that's like along that lines and like getting more certifications.
Go
Other than
into
that, be
that.
an entrepreneur and you can have your 9 to 5. Like you have to have more than one source of income.
Yeah. Oh boy. It's almost like it sounds like so much work to gain. So like it's just so little.
Because for our gen, it's not like we're getting passed down inheritance from
You got
like and then the housing thing is changing. Most people are going to be living in an apartment than a house because it's more expensive. Everything is more expensive and inflated.
Yeah.
And it's just going to keep going in that direction for a while. Like we're not.
Yeah.
Like some people, they're like, I will never own a home. And they're millennials. And they're just like, I'll never be able to own a home. Like my parents, because they only bought their house for like X amount of dollars. And that same kind of house for me is like $200K.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's where you guys kind of fall in the middle.
Yeah. We right in that.
Yeah.
That pocket right in the middle. Yeah. Because we go like here or here with like rock with y'all on that. But I rock with them on this part though. It's like, It's interesting, like how people look at y'all though. Like y'all are the most disliked generation. Yeah. People say that y'all are, y'all don't listen. Y'all stuck up. Y'all aren't empathetic.
We aren't empathetic.
This is not me saying this, Essence. This is what has been
I feel
told.
like there's a lot of empathetic Gen Zers out here.
Y'all are selfish. This is what's been told. This is not me. So people don't kill me in the comments. This is what's been reported back. Would you agree with these sentiments? People don't fuck with y'all. I don't know why.
I don't know.
They say
who
y'all
specifically.
They say y'all disrespect y'all OGs. Y'all don't listen to the OGs.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, like when we were trying to talk to the young generation, they don't want to listen to us. They say we old. They say we old and washed up. We don't got.
I think it depends on the culture because Gen Z is different cultures. It's not all one old culture. So that's when you have to break it up into demographics. And I don't like generalizing, but it's true. It does apply.
Yeah, to have a valid argument, you got to generalize sometimes.
Yeah, you do. You have to really look at
I can't argue everything one by one.
like speaking like as a whole for Gen Z, most of us share certain qualities, but then when it comes to like things like that, it's really specified to certain communities. And yeah.
Would you say you fit in your generation? Your mindset?
Do I fit in?
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I've met people who are in that generation. It's like, I don't feel like I belong in this generation. I was like, really?
Sometimes I feel like I should have been born in the 80s.
Okay, see?
But other times I'm like, no, like I was born for a time such as this for whatever reason. I can relate to a lot of people.
Yeah. So you're like, I'm cool being
Sometimes I feel like I did miss out on some things. Like I should have lived that. Like, I should have been at that MJ concert.
See?
I should have been there.
Look at the old archives like that. That shit like it was lit and fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I would have been there.
Yeah, I do. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like mad.
I'm like legit mad. Like, yo, like, I missed that. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see how much time we got. Okay, we got a little bit more time. Okay, I want to make sure we don't.
I might be able to go over because I
For real?
haven't
Yes.
gotten
I love it.
like a little bit less,
You feeling settled in now?
like a little bit less about myself and certain other things that I want.
Yeah, like we're
Just kind of like getting over there.
yeah, we
When-
drifted
at
away
the right
from
time.
you. Yeah, anything else you want to touch on about you? Because we've kind of drifted away from you now. Talk about motherhood. What's that's been like?
Okay,
yeah. Let's talk about motherhood.
Yeah, I was about to
on
say,
a brighter
like,
note. Yeah.
What do I want to say about that? Like,
Yeah.
being a mom is
How old is your daughter now?
She's about to be 4 in the end of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like, that's rewarding.
Rewarding. That's how you describe motherhood.
It's hard.
Rewarding.
It's not easy. Sometimes I'm wondering, am I doing? That wasn't right. I've even apologized to her a few times. Like, you know what? But yeah.
You're learning
It's-
on the job.
Yeah.
It's not easy. What would you say is the hardest thing about being a mother?
Hardest thing.
Yeah. If you could give like a top 2 or 3, because I know it's just not one
Discipline?
thing. Discipline.
And like consistency, like have a balance. Like, is it really all discipline, or can I do something else constructively to like change the habit or change the behavior?
So going about correction.
Yeah, correction, or what do they call it? Redirecting.
Not this, but this.
Yeah.
Getting that across.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't have a professional helping me out with this. So
Solo dolo with it.
yeah,
Figuring it out.
like I don't want to always just be like, no. Like there's got to be something else besides just that.
Just a stern no. Like, I got to give her something else.
Redirect somewhere else.
That's been
Like,
the
I want
most
to put her in gymnastics.
challenge.
Yeah.
Ooh. You think she'll be good at it? Yeah. She's the physical one. Bouncing all around the damn place.
Yeah.
Okay. Gymnastics. Okay. But so for you, would you say motherhood has changed you?
Yes.
Change your perspective on life?
Yes.
Break it down. In what ways?
I think everything I do is different. Like,
Like what?
I don't know. It's just,
We going
it's
out.
a different look between somebody that is like fresh out in the new world and somebody that pays bills and has somebody to take care of. Like, you just come off differently to everybody. Like, they just know the way that you carry yourself. There's something different.
There's a different aura around
Yeah.
you. So you carry yourself differently now.
Yeah.
In a more responsible sense.
Yeah.
Motherhood. What do you think about the whole rap that the single mothers they're less desirable now? Like,
Now we're going somewhere.
this what you want to hit on, Essence, air horn. Let's go. Let's get into it, Essence. Oh, the single, y'all, man, they hate y'all. Woo!
I think
they like, don't ever date a single mother. Don't
We're
don't
getting
do
there.
it. Y'all are. Woo! Now we touching on it. All right, I'll take it over, Essence.
So that brings me to like my whole journey with the mental health thing.
Yeah.
And also when I didn't discover, when I was introduced to podcasts by someone I was talking to at the time. I
Okay.
was still a teenager. I
Word.
didn't quite understand everything. And who we were binge watching was pretty negative.
Okay.
Anyway,
Damn. Hell of an introduction.
then more, content creators started coming out. And like when I was going through the homelessness and stuff, I wasn't like, that didn't exist. And then it circled back to me, and I'm like, oh, like when I re-entered the dating scene, and in the Midwest, I noticed the culture of dating, like who people tend to date and stuff. And I was like, this is what's going on out here. Okay, I see. Okay. And then the dating app culture, all of that is culture.
Yeah.
Along with the podcasts is a part of the culture.
Very
And it
much so.
heavily affected my... Like, I dated like, I went on dates sporadically a few times before I had my daughter because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I liked. Like, I just was like...
I mean, you figured it out.
I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, hey, like, okay.
Yeah, like, what's up? Yeah.
We can go out here? Okay. And first 2 times, it was like, oh, this is cool. Okay. Meet more people, I guess.
Yeah.
And after that, it was kind of downhill.
Oh, shit.
And they were like, you seem too good to be true. Like, there must be something wrong with you. Kind of. And I was like, what? And then they're like, are you submissive? And like, ask me where I'm from. Like, what? And I'm like, you mean to tell me they all have that same energy?
Are you submissive?
Like, I was trying to run away from this.
You're trying to get away from it?
Yeah, I just wanted to just, let's get to know each other. Let's just figure out common interests and have fun or whatever. Yeah. And it was like...
Do you cook? You
like,
clean? Literally.
Like, I was being interviewed for a job, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's rough, man. It's almost...
And it kept going after I re-entered, and then I'm like, okay, let me, like, branch out more. Okay. You know, men that I wouldn't typically date. I didn't have a type at the time or whatever, just...
all races and all that.
Yeah, like that. And it was the same thing. And I was like, oh my God, he just pulled that up on his TV. No. We're not going to go there. Really? Right now.
This is what we watching?
This is what we watching right now. And I was so irritated. And I'm like, look, I get it. The damage has been done to a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I was in emotionally neglectful and abusive interactions with a few because of that space.
On your part or their part?
What do you mean?
On your part or their part?
Like, I was a recipient of, like...
Oh, okay. They're
like, I was more invested in the relationship and in the person, like, making the most of it. And they were, like, in that condescending, negative energy and, like, the ridicule. Yeah. And it wasn't just me. It was, like, themselves. Like, they weren't happy with themselves and where they were at in life. Yeah. And that was, like, their outlet. So I realized, like, I'm gravitating, or I interacted with them, and I'm like, oh, it seems like I'm meeting quite a few people that are, like, into the same thing. And they have the same habits or the same issues that they need to fix that they're not addressing.
Just pretty much like copy paste.
Copy paste. And they might not look anything like the last person.
The same,
like, wow.
Same traits.
Same thing.
Same person.
So then I, like, just, you know, I took breaks here and there.
Yeah.
Like, after I had my daughter, I wasn't seeing anybody for, like, 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shit.
And then the sporadic dating and no long-term relationship. And then I just said, you know, what? I know I'm a single mom. Yeah. And where it is, like, my goals kind of changed, and the expectations kind of went down. The standards, so sad. Look, the standards went up, but the expectations went down.
Okay.
So then I was like more selective.
All right.
And then it's weird because, like, what I hear from the podcast is like, oh, women should lower their standards. Me, when I did that, it was like, no. That was not a good decision at all. Like, at all.
That's terrible.
Like, no.
Okay, let me give the bum a chance.
Yes, and...
maybe 1 or 2 bums.
Like, somewhere in that area.
Yeah, like, he may not have much, but all right. Yeah, I'll give him a shot.
Yeah, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, really, what am I doing? I'm over here taking advice from these men that ain't married, that haven't been through a thing or two, that don't have any kind of counseling, like credentials. Yeah. So I was really looking for advice from people that really are professional about it. Yeah. Because that's where the solutions are.
There you go.
Because the other crowd, they're the hypothetical group. And low key, who they bring on there, they're trying to hit on them.
Other girls.
Yeah.
After those cameras and lights go off.
And some of them follow the same girls.
Yeah.
And they are the kind of girls they want to like talk crap about, but they really want them.
They want to hook up with them.
They want them.
Deep down, they spew all this hatred, but deep down they want them.
But they really want them.
Yeah, they be wanting them. You're right. They won't say it though.
It's out of the pride, like, oh, I'll do you, but I won't take you serious. I'm like, if you can't respect that person, you shouldn't even be doing anything with that person. That's my thing.
I feel that.
Because it's like, there's a mutual benefiting thing happening here.
Right.
And if that's going to happen, how you going to, like, degrade them?
Yeah. I'm coming on your platform. You treat me like this, but
or even with the dating scene, like the whole, like whatever, based off whatever requirements, like you really want, like it's supposed to be consensual, like nothing's gonna be forced here, so make it enjoyable or don't engage at all.
Yeah, like
the negative energy is just not needed.
Right. Yeah, like we don't.
Like my New Year's resolution is just not to be somebody's therapist.
No shit.
For real.
You tired of doing that?
Yeah.
Tired of being a punching bag?
I heard it. I'm good. I didn't do that. I didn't do it.
I didn't do it to you.
I didn't do it.
You tired of being a punching bag?
Yes. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, she was messed up.
Yeah.
He got her a house.
Yeah.
He gave her a child.
Uh-huh.
What else? Time.
Yeah, time. Took care of all the bills,
energy.
probably. Time, financially, make sure she's straight, provided. But
or maybe that girl from high school, is just mad that he didn't get her. So it's everybody else's fault.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's different for each person.
Yeah.
The backstory is different for each person.
Yeah. What would you say is the most common that you come across in your dating woes? That you see, like, okay, like y'all.
Just the whole women, like, who the generalization that women don't want to be traditional and that they're all raging feminists. It's like that's the assumption when there's actually a large group of girls, which is why, like, it's projected in a few years that 45% of us would be single and childless. I don't think it's because we're all just trying to be this highly, like, endeavors of wanting to climb the corporate ladder or outdo men. Yeah. It's like just to protect ourselves and because, like.
Yeah. That's an interesting conversation because you're right. We are in that weird space and time where women, and, if we're speaking in a general term, they have the freedom and wherewithal to pursue whatever they want unapologetically. Now, on the flip side, you see men shaming that, like, oh, I don't want no woman that's doing this and doing that, and I want my woman to stay at home. I want her to be with the kids. I want her to do that. And then women, they push back like, no, that's just not my only role. I'm more than just a baby making machine. I got dreams. I got goals. I have aspirations just like you do. Why do you want me to be chain and ball strapped up to, to the kitchen and cleaning and pushing out your babies?
The thing is, like, I wish people would kind of expand more on, instead of it just being so strictly gender-based roles. Like, there's a benefit to having something traditional, like if you're in the Amish community or something.
Here we go.
They have their thing, right?
Shout out to the Amish. That's a blueprint to follow.
This or nothing. Like, there's a purpose, but everybody can't have, like, the same exact lifestyle or blueprint. Like, there's purpose for each individual person. Yeah. And if they feel like, this is my purpose, this is what I'm going to go out and do, like, who's anybody else to stop them?
Word.
And some people can juggle things that other people can't.
You're right.
There's some women that cannot have kids. I know somebody that.
Yeah, that's true.
She served in the military.
Wow.
There's people who, like, want to make a difference in other ways. And, like, why hold it against them? Like, I want to be, I don't know, whatever, an astronaut or something. Like.
Yeah.
Like, for me, is, are you making a difference in the world? Not just, are you just serving the opposite sex?
Right.
Strictly based off of this. Like, I feel like it's so like surface level and that it needs to go deeper than that.
Yeah.
Like you're more than just your sexual marketplace value
Right.
to those people outside. Like there's more to your life than just that. Like you're going to get to an age where things are going to stop functioning in those areas anyway. So you might as well find more meaning.
Yeah.
And that happens to everyone. Everyone.
We're not going to be a spring chicken all our lives.
Not your whole life.
Sometimes I have to hang that shit up to you. It's
And
done.
I get women say like, oh, I could be 70 and have kids. I'm like, but it ain't the same. It's not the same.
I had a little more umph back in the day.
Like, I guess some people are getting away with whatever.
Yeah.
If you were like an old Rolling Stone.
There's a few that can still get it done. But at large, like you're right, at large majority, once you 60s and 70s, hey, man.
And there's some men in their 50s and like late 40s, 50s who are like, I'm looking for my life partner. And I'm like, you looking for a caretaker?
Life partner. Like your life expectancy is already at above half. Like,
Did you see that picture that went around of that one young lady that married this really, really old white guy? Like really old. It went around. Everybody was dogging her because she looked like she was like 18 or something. And he looked like he was like, oh.
On his last days.
Like on his last days.
Oh, shit.
And I was just like, look, that's not what we meant by generational wealth. Okay.
Well, I mean, she got it how she got it. What's she croak over?
I would not be happy doing that.
You couldn't live with yourself. Targeted a man because he got money, you know he about to croak out. You like, ooh, I'm gonna inherit all of that.
Like
I love you, Poppy.
There was one lady, her man cheated on her, so she married his dad.
Damn. God damn.
She said, I'm gonna make him my son.
Shit.
It's funny, but that's sad. Like,
talk about
that's petty as hell.
Talk about emotional damage and trauma. Yo. Damn.
Like, that's so toxic, but it's like
that's like the ultimate checkmate. It's like, what are you going to do after that? You got no moves left on the board. Like, you done. Like, just cut your pieces off. You done. There's no you can win. Like, you done. Like, you my son.
I don't advocate for that. I just thought that was interesting.
That's hilarious. They're gonna pump my gas, man. Talking to, and me and your dad about to go on vacation. Oh man, wow, that was interesting times, man. You know, this whole gender war stuff and gender roles and who's right, who's wrong, and men need to do this, women need to do that.
It would start if we could just
crazy.
acknowledge the needs of the other, and that you have to acknowledge the value of the other. So if we're gonna keep devaluing each other, then we're gonna go nowhere.
Do you see it getting any better? Do you think
No.
do you think we'll get out of this?
We'll get out of it.
But do you think you see it's worse?
I don't know. It might get a little worse to where it's like people just don't see the point of relationships at all, and the point of family at all. I see it going in that direction.
So sad.
Like people just not seeing the point. Like, I'm gonna make my money, live my life, because men are happier now single and childless, and then women are saying they're happier now single and childless. So it's like, if it keeps going that way and you're happier,
why do I need you?
then there's like that phase of people who reach a certain age where they're like, oh, I'm not sure if I'll be able to have kids, or I just want somebody to retire with. So they want to be with somebody in their second or third chapter, I guess, instead of when they're younger. It's like I see it happening on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Like the young men are like, yeah, I'm young, like live your life, and then settle like your 30s or 40s, heck.
Yeah, you mentioned the word wife,
but it might not.
Like, wife.
Yeah.
they look at you crazy.
Like you're crazy.
You're like, did you say wife? Man, I'm about to go out here and get it.
Yeah.
We're like,
but eventually, like something's gonna get old for somebody, and then they're gonna want something else.
Yeah. True.
It's just kind of a mess.
It is. It's a mess.
That's how I see it. It's just like a mess. Like anything goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you think it's gonna get worse before it gets better? It's almost like you got like forced a hand.
Yeah.
Like just let it burn itself out.
I feel like I was forced to hand because like I did not want to join the workforce.
No?
I really didn't. I'm like, I just want to be an artist. That's why I went for that.
Right.
Because I'm thinking, I'm gonna be on Project One Way. I'll be successful, and it'll be easy. Like I've seen other people do it. I know I can do it. It's just have to be determined and also like be able to be like somewhat traditional if I wanted.
Yeah.
But it's not even practical for a lot of people because of the fact we live in the United States, and it's just like
You talk about traditional
you really
relationships?
want two people to contribute. If there's gonna be two people involved, you want them both to contribute because there's just hardly any stability in just one person.
Yeah.
God forbid they die.
Right.
Then what?
There you go.
Like then what? Like COVID happened. People's lives were flipped over. Like all it takes is one pandemic or one this, one that for everything to just be like
Fucked.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucked. But and
so
now
you just got to be ambitious.
yeah. But then you're all alone.
You don't have to be completely alone. You don't got to look at it like that.
If no one wants,
It's not about just the interaction with the opposite sex. It's like you should have like a network. You should be networking with people.
yeah,
You have
Have a
a
network of
community of
people.
some sort.
something.
Yeah, something.
Not 100% just alone.
Yeah,
Just-
not just heavily reliant. Like that's codependency. Just like on that one other person.
yeah. Can't get rid of them. Can't
Dependent.
Get 'em out my mind.
Like actually, it's so much pressure to expect one person to fill all of these spots that you need in
man.
your life.
I was having that conversation with somebody the other day, and they couldn't grasp that idea.
To be your therapist, kinda.
I was telling my like, you crazy? You want? I was like, you don't know what you asking for.
You want your-
That is so unfair.
It can go both ways, male or female. But like for a guy, like you want your chef, you want your maid, you want your the provide like the children. Maybe even help contribute financially too, but also be understanding of everything and be fun and be outgoing and like always be in the best shape of your life and like whatever else added onto that.
Yeah.
Like
That's a lot.
it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot. And then like
For women asking the same thing, like you got to be able to pay all my bills. You got to be like whatever. A billionaire, trillionaire, as some girls say, like they're crazy.
That's not figuring.
What are they
6
asking
feet tall.
for? I like 6 feet tall.
See, look, like.
But I know that that's not like realistic for everybody to meet that.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, you have to be like this and you have to like. We could work with different things here,
Like I would like it. It's nice. I would prefer it.
but it's not a requirement all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's the message that gets mixed.
Yeah.
Because like you were saying earlier about like how we're so hyper focused on one thing when we're looking at the opposite sex. And a lot of times men are assuming that a large majority of women are saying, well, if he ain't 6 feet or tall, if he ain't they call it the 3 6s. If he ain't making 6 feet, if he ain't 6 feet, making 6 feet, goddamn. If he ain't 6 feet or tall or more, if he ain't making 6 figures or more, if he ain't got 6 inches or better, I don't want it. The 3 6s they call it. 6 foot, 6 figures, 6 inches. If you ain't got that, I don't want it. That's what men are hearing.
That they're hearing that, and then like what I hear from men is like.
Submissive.
You automatically submit to me.
There you go.
Before I even show you that I'm trustworthy of taking care of you and like are you gonna love me the way God, who would sacrifice his life for me, would? Like, would you step in front of that car to push me out? Energy is that? How do I get you at that point where you're willing to go out of your way? You know,
are you going to risk your life for me if I'm being submissive?
That would be great. Like that.
Let's go, Essence.
But I'm gonna call myself out because like would I be attracted to him?
Of course not.
The kind of guy that would do that? Maybe, maybe not.
Not a chance.
Like why would he see me as that valuable to even do that?
There you go. You got to show him that. You got to show him the value. Just like
how?
Spending time.
Like cooking and clean it.
Well, you gotta remember, you're talking to a man to a certain age. I'm beyond that. That shit don't matter to me. Like I said, I've been married before.
Like, when does a man decide, like, oh, this woman, it beyond like the surface things, that's a preference, like, is actually of the substance that they're looking for?
What I would tell men, because I'm speaking from and I'm gonna give you some game. I'm speaking from a man's perspective. Like I said, I done been in long-term relationships. I've been married, divorced, been through the gambit. What this shit really boils down to, all that cleaning and cooking and submissive shit, it sounds good. It sounds good on paper. But when you live with someone, oh, I got you.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
She's giving me the wrap up sign.
No. I'm not.
She pointed, for those who are watching on YouTube and listening, she pointed to the wrist like, time, buddy. I gotta go. I forgot. But none of that, when it boils down to, when you strip all that away, what really matters is how you treat me and how compatible we are. Do we really have the same goals? Like, what's the end goal here? Where are we trying to get to as a couple? You know, okay, how many kids? Where are we trying to get our kids to? Are we trying to set our kids up for generational wealth, as people like to throw that term away? What am I trying to leave them? Because my time is over now. It's about what's coming next. So I don't care about you scrubbing a fucking tub. Like, that's not like, yeah, she ain't cleaning and cooking. I'm like, yo, dude, we need to communicate on how to come up with a plan for her or him, or if we got multiple kids, because they are going to grow up in a world where mom and dad ain't going to be here forever. So we need to set them up. We need to either create businesses, LLCs, put it in their name now. So when we're gone, they ain't, oh my God. No, mom and dad set y'all up. Y'all good. That's our job. Now we have fun. We go on vacations. We take trips. We make sure that we're making time for each other as well. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. But I'm not going to be looking at you like, bitch, you ain't cleaned the dishes in 3 days, and calling her name and all this goofy shit. And reciprocate that energy. Don't look at your man like, well, you ain't do this in a week, so I ain't holding up my bar. It's like, come on. You know, like, that's when you really get down to the nitty and gritty and shit, all that surface level shit like you was talking about, that shit don't matter, man. That shit really don't matter. Like, what we need to communicate and get on the same page, because we ain't got all fucking day. like you said, things, just like how your life changed in the blink of an eye, shit, same thing could happen if we living together, we not living together, we just dating, whatever, we're figuring it out. And that takes time. That shit is years. That takes years. You don't figure that shit overnight. And I think what happens with the social media area that we're in, everybody thinks everything's going to happen like that shit. Motherfuckers talking all on these platforms, that's years. You got to put in time with a person. You can be a different person 2 years from now. I got to learn a new version of you, and we're together. I may develop a new hobby. You like, well, who's this? You never used to watch racing. Well, I like racing now. You know, and my favorite color is purple now. So I don't want no more red stuff no more. When you buy me presents, I want them purple now. I don't like dandelions anymore. I like these flowers now. I gotta learn. I gotta constantly date you. That doesn't end. That doesn't end once I get you. I gotta still romance my woman. I still gotta take you out. Like, still keep you excited about seeing me.
These women ain't worth that no more.
Well, and that takes time to find her.
That's not my opinion. I'm just
but that would be the response. That would be the response.
They're not worth all that time.
Yeah, that would be the response. But you gotta tune all that shit out, because people believe that shit, man.
They do.
People believe it. They take it as gospel.
They might pass up really good opportunities, like when they're at their best, at their prime, and have the most like, to offer, because their assumption is like, like they're not putting in the effort, and they don't realize what opportunities they're losing. Yeah,
I guarantee you that the dudes that you was talking about, like when you was dating and stuff and coming across like copy paste guys, I guarantee you that they're going to look back at the time that they had with you as they go on and deal with other women. They're going to be like, damn, Essence though. Essence actually was a real one, yo. Like, damn, she was thorough. Like, she wasn't tripping. She wasn't asking for too much. She was willing to work with me. Like, she gave me a shot. Like, damn, like, these chicks out here, like, they on some, damn. You look back at that shit because you always think the grass is green on the other side until you get on that grass and that shit is mud. Yeah. You know, sometimes that gotta get out your own way sometimes. Yeah. You know, like, okay, like, this is solid right here. Let me see if I can build with this person. And if not, y'all gave it a shot. But don't just write motherfuckers off.
Like me, I can be content pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I guess moving fast, like, I'm guilty of that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, like, I can just be content, like, if I like the traits about the person, but it doesn't mean that is who they truly are. Like, I learned that person over time, and I'm like, oh, this is what they weren't showing me before.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, one weird thing I would say is, like, I've had a couple guys offer, like, they would take care of me or something, but I was not, like, attracted to them. And I'm like, that would make me a liar if I was really interested in you. Yeah. And, like, low-key a cheater because I'd really want to be with
yeah, like he catches my eye.
I can't do that.
Yeah. It wouldn't sit right with you, like, damn, like, here I am in your face and I'm really like...
Or the men, like, I would really like them and they're talking hypotheticals and I'm like, are you playing with me?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've dated single dads, too. Like, I dated guys who had kids and did not.
Yeah. Do you see a difference there?
There is sometimes, and sometimes it's kind of like, no. Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Like, women, y'all, it's different for y'all, and I feel bad for y'all because y'all are the ones that getting pursued. Like, y'all getting chased. There's just like an influx of just constant, just dudes just constantly approaching y'all or showing y'all attention, and it's hard for y'all to sometimes decipher what is his real intentions. Discernment is hard. It's all
risk. And you have to have
like, damn, if I get
boundaries. You have to have boundaries. You have to establish like your moral compass and have like requirements. And I know they hate hoops and hurdles, but sometimes you got to do that to protect yourself.
Yep.
Because you really don't know what you're going to end up with. And all they're going to say is, you should have chose better.
Yeah.
And it's hard to hear that because it's like easy for you to say.
Yeah, that's what they give to y'all to like, well, you picked them. It's like, God.
Yeah.
Shit,
I mean, we did. And then we have to look at ourselves and be like, why?
Right. Like, why did I pick them though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when you look back at that time, you know, your child's father, do you sometimes reflect on like, why did
there were qualities that I'm aware of that like, oh, okay, like I guess.
Qualities there.
But if I had, if there was more time, I definitely would have left sooner rather than later, for sure. If I,
yeah. Wow. Yeah. Because like you say, admittedly, you said sometimes I do move on fast. I do get into things fast. I think a lot of us are guilty with that. You know, we kind of latch on it. You know, like, because you want it. Like, I want something.
But that's not healthy. Like, really, like, you got to have your own and you can't be just, like, clinging to somebody so quick.
Yep. All right. 2 more questions. I'm going to get you up out of here. I know time is pressing. All right. Damn, what did I have on here? Oh. Do you think black women are the least protected women on the planet?
I'm going to have to give 2 answers.
Let's go.
With God, I say I'm protected. Despite what you see, like, certain things have happened, like, he gave me that car. Like, he gave me that car.
I hear that.
He gave it to me.
I hear that.
Socially, culturally, it's complicated because I don't really think I can speak for all of us. Like, do I have that lens to say I've seen it all? No. And I think we need to not approach it that way. And we need to really focus on what are the stats, what are the areas that we want to talk about specifically, like what cities, what states. I get that we have high death rates, especially here, when it comes to carrying a child, domestic violence.
Yeah.
I'm not victim blaming, but there's something wrong with how we're choosing who we're choosing when we're caring for someone. Like, can we get help on that so that we are with people that will protect us and not hurt us? Because it's not everybody out here who wants to put a knife at our throat.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
Like, why does it keep happening?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a generational thing.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair. This is a interesting one. Do you think black women's looks are stolen by other races of women? Everyone's trying to look like the black woman. Curvy.
Everyone?
I see
I think certain people who are influencers, they know.
they're trying to get the fuller lips. They're getting all these surgeries done to look
to have an aesthetic that looks
naturally
more,
that black women
ethnic
have.
or
full lips, you know, all of that.
Yeah.
We see other women of other races getting surgeries to look like that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're trying to steal that take that from black
right
women?
now they're bouncing back and they're deciding being skinny and looking more European. Is what's
so it's
in.
going back to
It is going backwards again. But that was a phase in the 2010s that having that aesthetic, which is like a stereotype in itself.
the BBL.
Yeah, we can't fit all black women into this one archetype.
Yeah.
But we know it's a popular representation.
We see it.
Yeah.
We see it.
Like, I get that, but it was a cash machine to do that.
Yeah.
And now that it's not as popular or as lucrative and there's a new opportunity.
Yeah. Back to slim.
Let me get that done.
Yeah.
We're not on that side anymore.
Yeah. All right. we're going to wrap this up. I got a couple of this or that's, then we're going to get you out of here. It's a segment on the show, Essence, where you have to pick out of two statements, this or that. So I'm going to give you two.
Oh my God.
You got to pick one or the other. There's no getting out of it. No way around it. And then we'll do a guest-to-guest quest bowl. I'm going to have you grab that Red Bull behind the TV. You see it? Behind the TV? Is it behind there?
The Red Bull.
Yep,
Red Bull. I heard Red Bull.
Oh, ha!
I was like, rare.
Looking for the can of Red Bull. Red Bull. Maybe it's my Philly accent. I'm sorry. All right. This or that with Essence, everybody. You ready? Think you could be good at this? Deciphering, picking? Oh, we're going to see how she going to do it. She got no words, ladies and gentlemen. All right, first one. Gotta listen carefully here because people fuck up. They answer too quick. Push a button to end world hunger. Push a button to end world hunger. Or, here's a this or that. Or, push a button to see the future of your daughter.
Push a button to end world hunger.
All world hunger.
Yeah.
Or push a button to see the future of your daughter.
Push a button to end world hunger.
So you're going with end world hunger over to see the future that your daughter will come to face.
I'll see it, guaranteed.
You'll be here.
Not the whole time, but I'll see it.
I like that.
Do my best, and people can eat.
Yes. So you're ending world hunger. Button push. All right. Got another one for you. You're doing pretty good. Paint a custom picture for Oprah in person. Paint a custom picture for Oprah in person. Or design a custom look for Sierra for a gala.
The second one.
Design a custom look for Sierra for a gala. How much time would you spend on that?
As much as necessary.
If she said she wasn't happy with the first one, would you go make revisions till you get it right?
Yeah.
Wow. Dedication. All right. $12 million jackpot lump sum. $12 million. Or $15K a month for 10 years straight.
Does that equal the same amount?
Pull out your calculator. Oh, well, your phone is charging. I got you. Let me see.
I think I would go with the 12 million, to be honest, up front.
You want to wait for the deposit to hit every month?
Because I don't know how long I'm going to live, and I might as well...
Give you the lumps of 12 million up front?
Yeah, and then figure it out from there.
Huh? Do you think you'll blow most of it?
No.
You'll be smart with it?
I was just talking about that with my friend earlier today, too.
Would you do with a lot of money at once?
I would be seeing about a financial advisor of some sort.
So you take your 12 million and go to a financial advisor? That'll be the lawyer. Figure it out
from there.
Like, what I'm going to do with all this damn money? $12 million.
I'm going to make it grow.
Will you move out of Columbus?
I would travel. I know that. I've never been out of this country. So.
Okay. All right. Go back 10 years or go forward 10 years? Go back 10 years or go forward 20 years? You'll go back 10 years? Why, Essence?
I'm sorry. Like,
stop.
I would have actually made a smarter choice and said, later. Later.
It happened too fast.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you was cheated, robbed out of your...
I don't want to rush time and get older.
You felt like you was cheated out a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I made the most of it as much as I could.
There you go. That's a good way to look at it. All right. Last one. Work on an animated series. Designing the characters for an animated series. Or receive a blank envelope from Michelle Obama, but you don't know what's in the envelope. Work on an animated series.
Wait, you said receive a blank envelope.
Yep.
But we don't know what's in there. Like,
yeah, she just hands you an envelope. You don't know what's in it.
Sure.
It's a complete white envelope.
Blank envelope,
She's just
Michelle
like,
Obama.
You taking a gamble.
It could be a holiday card. Is it? Sure.
Yeah. Holiday card.
I'll take it.
You received a holiday card where you could have designed the animated characters for a series. This is a job, all you got is a card.
I'm playing. I would do the animated series.
Oh shit! Oh, shit.
Now, if you said MJ, I would have said MJ.
Oh shit. Oh god. Okay. All right. This is the last segment and we're going to wrap it up. If you would, Essence, grab that Red Bull because you're closer to it than I am.
Red Bull?
A Red Bull. Red Bull. So let me explain to the people what's about to happen. And for you to know too, Essence, at the end of every pod, we have a segment. Shout out to FDZ Graffiti. She is the first and only female graffiti artist out here in Columbus who's an icon. Yes, she's been on the show and she helped me title this segment, which you're about to play. So the name of this segment is called Guess to Guess Quest Bowl. What this is, in that Red Bull, you'll come sponsor the show, Red Bull. For people who are watching on YouTube right now, Essence has a Red Bull.
Bowl.
Yes, Red Bull. Not Philly accent. So in there, there's random questions from guests who sat in that very seat, whether there or there. At the end of each pod, each guest has written random questions for the next guest to answer. So as you can see, there's a lot of questions. Now, I'm gonna warn you. Okay, it could be anything in there. And I don't think you'll have a problem because you're an open book. I can tell. So, but you could get anything. There's some crazy fucked up questions in there,
and I'm not picking that.
There's some light ones. There's some easy ones. So you can do how many as you want. You can do 1, 2, or 3. If you just want to do one, like, you know what, I'm good. If you want to go for another one, you can. Up to you. So you can do 1, 2, 3.
I do 1.
You just want to do 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. All right. So, guess to guess Quest Bowl with Essence, everybody. She's shuffling right now. Okay, she got one. Read it out loud and answer honestly. Let's go, Essence.
Who is your favorite comedian? Why?
Oh, you got an easy one. Okay. It's not too bad. That's pretty easy. That's a no-brainer.
I haven't sat and thought about that, really.
No favorite comedian for Essence. Really? Give it some thought now. What's the last special you watched? Just say Dave Chappelle.
Honestly,
Cat Williams.
oh,
Who is your favorite comedian? And why?
this is actually hard for me.
Wow!
I don't really have like a favorite.
I didn't know that
comedian.
would be the
Now
one
I
to
feel like I
stop
gotta
you.
get a second one because I don't know.
Not a comedy fan?
I like comedy, but I don't have an all-time favorite.
Want to draw another question? Since that one stumped you?
Yeah.
You can. This is the first time. Let me put this on a record, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first time someone had to pass up a question.
Look, I'll try to answer, but I can't say just one.
Oh, you have like a list of
I
comedians.
guess I gotta put it back.
Ah!
I can't give you one.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. All right, she's going for another one.
Because I saw peeking. What was your favorite cartoon as a child? Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack.
Yes.
You like Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
Anime fan, huh?
A little bit.
A little bit. You did with that with Samurai Jack. That's okay.
Nice.
All right. I've held you long enough, Essence. I know you got to get going. You've been gracious with your time. You stayed over a little bit. Anything you want to... Oh, last question. Then we done. I'm sorry. This is I always ask this question at the end. What is the biggest misconception about Essence Bailey? What's the biggest misconception about you?
Biggest misconception is that I had it easy.
A lot of people think you had it easy. Wow.
Before they get to know me, just think, oh, what has she been through?
Yeah, you look like you got it made and you have...
That I got it made and that maybe somebody was walking me through life and that I'm a feminist. Like raging. like third wave, fourth wave.
Oh, God damn. People get that vibe from you for some reason. She hates men.
Yeah.
Like that.
Not everybody, but like...
That's what they think when
that
they...
like...
You hate men, don't you? Like, I actually love men. They're pretty cool. I have no problem with them.
I have mixed feelings.
Sure. What's your thoughts on men in general?
In general,
Yeah.
I think that they
pieces of
can be
shit.
great at times and they can be not great at times. And sometimes it's just you got to meet them at the right time.
Meeting a man at the right time.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a perfect man, but sometimes you meet you meet him at the villain stage or you meet him at his best.
So you got to catch him when he...
Just at the right time.
That's a gem right there. It's a gem. So that's the biggest misconception about you, is that you had it made and you're a raging feminist. Interesting.
Without saying it.
Do you think you give off that energy?
No,
Why are people thinking
not at
that
all.
about you?
It's just it's like archetype, it's a stereotype.
Stereotyping you.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So I'm already gonna try to like disprove that.
Right. That's
Like
why.
from the first phone call, like to establish that, like,
Right. I'm not a raging feminist.
like before you bring it up,
No.
what you don't like,
Yeah.
just know it ain't me.
I love it. All right. Any last words you want to give to the people who are listening and watching right now? Anything you want to leave the people with? Any words of encouragement, wisdom from people who've listened and heard your story? Now y'all know she definitely did not have it made. If y'all listen to this whole thing, y'all, for those who think she got it made, clearly, if you listen to this, you will see that she's not. But anything you want to share with the people in closing as we wrap this up?
With a platform and a voice comes responsibility. Like, you will be held accountable to what you say. People will remember. And if they forget what you say, they won't forget how you made them feel. And if you consider yourself like a leader, alpha, like, that's responsibility with some sacrifice and a purpose that's bigger than yourself that you're taking on. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
And best of luck. If you're a boss, like your boss babe, that's a big responsibility. You're the role model. And everything you do, people are watching. Kids are watching. They're like, I want to be like her. I want to be like him. Yeah. Why? Like, you might be in the history books one day.
Yep. Woo. That's heavy. They watching. Mm-hmm. Your daughter's watching you.
You don't know.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, as they say.
And it's something that, like when you get to a certain point, like, people will honor you for, like, what you do, not, like, because you're asking for it. Mm. That's when you really know you've made it.
Mm. That's a bar. It's probably the best closing statement we had on this pod. That's fire. Fire. Essence Bailey, everybody. Give it up for her one time. Again, where can people follow the Instagram?
Essence the artist.
That's it. And if you need some custom, she got you. I'm assuming that the prices will be affordable for people.
The prices will be up for custom, so it takes more time. And we got to make specifications, but you could also just look at the shop that I eventually promote and upload.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So do you have a projection date that you want to say when people can look out for that?
I'm not going to put that out just yet, but I would say by spring, there will be some work.
Nice.
That, hey, want to make a bid on this? Yeah. I did some recent work. I'm going to have 2 different projects going on.
Nice.
So.
Nice. And by the way, if y'all haven't followed her, artwork is fire. She's dope. All right. If you enjoyed this episode, more importantly, if you fuck with Essence Bailey right here, man. If you can relate to her story and those closing remarks, man, definitely go ahead and give her a follow. Tap in with her if you need something custom, or if you just want to pick through the gallery, tap in and just stay tapped in. So when she announced come springtime, you'll be in the know. All right. Subscribe, follow, comment, follow Cloth Talk Podcast on everything that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and all those other platforms that I'm not going to list. Everything will be in the link in the description of this episode. All right, we'll see you in another one. Peace.
Wait. Let's get Jerome.